Hi everyone, this is Grace of GB Maltese, and I've got you in pretty close onto my canvas. I had some people asking me to do a video on how I place my square drills, and I'm going to work on this little section right here. And this is the kit that I kitted up, and this goes with number 1. So I'm going to put some drills in. Yep. I dropped a few, but not too many. Let me just scoop those into my tray very quickly. Working with square drills is not difficult, but it will take a little bit more time in order to get them nice and straight. I'm very picky about making sure I get them straight. Okay, I have these in my tray, as you can see here. I have a light board. A light board to me is so helpful when you're diamond painting. Okay, I have some right here, and I'm just using a regular pink drill. This that I have on this pen is my favorite grip ever. I'll link that where I purchased this on Amazon underneath this. The best grippy I've ever used. It doesn't slip and slide. It comes in a package of 3. So I'm going to start setting. Okay, you need to just turn it so you can see that the square is going into the square. Just takes a little time, a little practice, and I just set them down very carefully. These are not right next to each other, so I just set them down like this. Okay, and I'm just excuse me, using regular pink wax in my pen. I'm actually using the Dreamer Design wax, and this is a Dreamer Designs canvas, because this was the next square one I was going to work on. So this is what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to place one right there. I'm not going to put one there right next to it. I'm going to do a checkerboard, kind of like if you were playing checkers or chess. You just skip. If there's one down here, don't put it there. Go to the next one. Okay, next to this one is that same color. I would skip, well, that's a different color, so I'm not going to put anything there. I'm going to go up to the next row. Here's an empty space, so I'm going to put it right there. Okay, I'm going to go catty corner to that one. This just works so much easier. It's just easier to do them like this than to put them right next to each other. Okay, I'm not going to go to that one. I'm going to go back and go above where I have a blank space underneath that has the same color. I want to make sure I'm watching where I put them. Okay, there's another one there. I'm going to skip that one for now. Okay, here's a blank space underneath. Okay, I'm going to skip over and go to this space right now. Pick up another. And I don't want to go here because there's one there. I'm going to go to this one. So it's very easy. You're just going to skip, and it'll get faster the more you do. You'll get more confident. They do sell pens that have a square tip, and I have used it, but I didn't find it to be really any easier, because what you're looking for with this round tip, you can see those square edges from where your tip is, and that's how you're going to know where to kind of line it up into that square box. You're just going to do like this, make you a checkerboard. Very easy. Just take your time. Just remember, diamond painting is for you to relax. You're not in any kind of a race. It's a time for you to relax You can listen to podcasts. I do that a lot of times. Or you can listen to music, listen to books on tape. Or if you have a program, you couldn't really be watching it. As well, that is one reason that I like people doing like what I'm doing right now. Well, not this one, but sometimes I just chit-chat, and you're not having to look. You're just listening to people. And there are several people that do that. There are some people who read stories on YouTube, and you can, so many different things. But just remember, you're not in a competition. And it'll get to the point where you're not having to think about where it's going. You're just going to keep putting them down. Make sure you have the flat side going down. Sometimes you need to shake this. Well, I usually don't shake it over the top of my canvas, but because this happens, this can happen. And let me just get that out of the way. I'm going to shake it over here to the side. You can use a bigger tray. I normally will use a bigger tray than this, but I wanted something that I could get into the small little space that I'm using, and so it's kind of cramped where I'm working. But you want to have it, well, you've got them kind of lined up with them up, face up, and then you just go down the line, picking them up, and they're ready to go. And I'll show you how I fill them in. I'm going to get quite a few placed before I fill them in. To me, it's kind of fun doing this and then go back through and placing them, because usually you're going to hear a popping sound when they click into place. I've got two together. Now, some people use a 3-placer or a 6-placer or whatever. I like doing them one by one because I know they're going to be straight. That's just me, and I enjoy just taking my time, and I would just make the biggest mess, and I get too OCD about them if they are not completely straight. And a lot of times they're not going to be completely straight when you use placers. They will straighten up when you get others around it, but I like them to look pretty straight as I'm going along. I hope this is kind of helping you out. Don't worry, this one's not perfectly straight. I can go in here and I can do it, but just wait. I'll show you what's going to happen when I start putting the others around it. I will work on just one color at a time. I don't go through and say, oh, I'm going to pick up this other color and keep going. I just want to do my checkerboard just like that. Very simple. And you can see with this round tip if your square is going to go into that place evenly or not. Okay, there's a lot more I could do over here, but let me show you right now how this goes into place. Okay, now you're just going to fill in the places that you left open right next to each other. Go. Push that down just a little. Even though when I put the other one in, it will help straighten it out. They kind of straighten. You heard a little bit of popping. Sometimes you hear the pop sound, sometimes you don't. Just depends on how close you have them together. Oops, that one popped all the way out. When you're putting them in between, it's a lot quicker because you're not having to get it in there just straight, because it's going to straighten itself out. You can hear a little bit of popping going on in some of these. And see how nicely they're fitting together. This is all there is to doing the squares. Very easy. Just remember, you're not in a race. I'm not good at being timed at anything. I like to take my time and just go with the flow. Just think about whatever makes you happy. And once I put these other colors down, it's going to straighten them up even more if they're not perfectly straight on those outside edges. Because I did have someone ask me, how do you get them so straight and in there? Well, this is what I do. I do them one at a time. And I like to use the checkerboard method. Just like this. So grab your square out, and some of you have been doing the squares for a long time. You already know all about it. You may do yours a different way, but this is just the way I like to do it. They fit in there nice and neat. Just pop it into that little hole, just like that. Oh. Try to put that one in upside down. Doesn't work too well. Get one picked up this time. That wanted to be a little stubborn, I think. But this is all you're going to do. Just move along. Taking your time. Just let the worries of the day slide off your back. And just push them in there and think it's going to be beautiful when you're done. I'm not going to keep doing this. I think maybe you get the idea. If you want, I can do a few more on this side. And I would just start over here, not right above that one. And I would go here. And then just go right above here. To me, when I watch others diamond paint, I just kind of like to just watch them placing them. I get very relaxed watching someone else diamond paint also. To me, it's a little bit mesmerizing, soothing to see it going on. So you're just going to keep doing that checkerboard pattern all the way through. And you might say, okay, well, I'm going to change colors. What do I need to do next? Well, let's do that. I'll put these away for right now. And these little O's, these little circles are next. And that is, it looks like it's number 2. So let me grab number 2 out of my box. And I have my circles. And if you watched my video of me putting these into my cases, you saw me put that on there. So let's put a different color in. And you're just going to do the same thing. Pick up. And I'm not going to go right there. I'm going to go right here. But I'm also going to go here, right next to it, because it's made a little corner for my checkerboard. Then I'm going to go to this one. And then I'm going to go right there. I'm not going to go here. I need to skip a space and go right there. And then I'm going to go skip up here. And I'll skip right there. And I'll put one right here. I'm just going to leave both of those blank for right now and move on across going this way. Just skipping spaces. I almost didn't skip that time. It doesn't matter if you mess up. There's no messing up with this. There just isn't. You do it the way you enjoy doing it, and don't worry about anything else. Just move along, taking your time. You will get faster, and if I wasn't showing this, I would be going faster, but there is no sense in me rushing through this because I'm not showing you anything if I go real fast through here. It's just relaxing. Just enjoy the process of placing your drills. Like I said, I do it one at a time, especially with the squares. Even with rounds, I do them one at a time. That's just how I prefer to do it. There are others I know that will use the placers, and I might use a 3-placer with the round ones. But with the squares, I'm more careful about wanting to get them straight. I just can't seem to quite get it on there straight. With more practice, I'm sure I would, but I just enjoy doing it like this. And, oops, there we go. I hope while you're watching this that you are having a pleasant day. Today is Friday, so we got the weekend. Yay! Any of you have plans for the weekend, or maybe you're going to diamond paint over the weekend? I know that there's going to be a lot of cold weather up north, a lot of snow. Here in Texas, we're going to be getting some pretty good thunder boomers. That's what they're predicting tomorrow, which is Saturday. I guess we'll find out. We shall see what happens. Okay, just put them down. Working on this during a thunderstorm could be interesting. I don't mind thunderstorms. The only thing that really bothers me is the wind picks up, or if we get some hail. I remember as a kid, I was scared to death of thunder and lightning. I would get up and I would have to go into another room. I was just terrified. Don't know why. Just the way I was. Now it doesn't really bother me except for that wind. And that wind can be kind of scary. I know my dogs, especially my little Yorkie Poo, she's terrified during thunderstorms. She just shakes so bad. So she gets up right up next to me and snuggles up. Sometimes I'll just get a blanket. I can call it a blankie for her. I just get a blanket, and sometimes she'll like to snuggle up underneath it. Okay, on the edges, I'm just very carefully placing them down, as you can see. Just take your time. Okay. All right, let's do a few right here. Just going right here like making a checkerboard. It's kind of fun making these little patterns. I have seen some people just do all kinds of crazy things with this. They'll make circles out of their checkerboard. They get bored, so they do. If they have a huge area of background, this isn't a real big area, that I'm checkerboarding here. I've had some that were very large. And it doesn't matter how big or small it is, you just go along and just place them down. Okay, I'll go ahead and just start filling them in so you can see how that looks again once I have them filled in. Well, and if you don't get it quite in there, just take it out. I use my fingers. You can use whatever makes you happy. There we go. Put them in there. This is my favorite part, is going through and just sticking them on in there. Now this one had two right next to each other. It's no big deal. Goes in there so easily. I had two on my pen that time. No stressing. Just go through, put them down. And as you can see, they're straight. And the more you put in, the straighter they will get, because I don't have any place to go. When you do it on the edges, just make sure you get it straight on the edges. I know some people like to put washi tape on the edge. I don't. I just kind of use the edges. You do it however makes you happy. I know some people that were using the washi tape found that their diamonds weren't able to expand. Sometimes they'll go a little bit further over the edge, and it was causing some problems, but it's whatever makes you happy, because this is supposed to be a fun thing. This is not supposed to be work. So don't make it work. Just take your time. Go through. Just put it down. I didn't fill my pen up very well when I did it. I just stuck it in my wax once. Put it in there a couple of times. Now, people use all sorts of things in their pens, and I have too. I have used the blue Tic Tac. I have used white Tic Tac. I've used the Elmer's glue tack. I used to use the floral clay, and sometimes I'll just use an empty one that doesn't have any wax in it, and I can straighten them up too. But then I just ended up going back with a wax, and the main reason was it did not leave any kind of a sticky residue on the top. That was the main reason I went back to just using wax. And they give you so much wax in these kits. And what I'll do is I'll just stick regular wax into this container, because it's just so much easier to fool with when you have it in a container like that. It doesn't dry out. So let's stick it on in there. Make sure I put that in the right way. Didn't put it in upside down. Usually won't go in there very well. Picking up more than one. Okay, every so often you hear that little pop. It's just popping into place. And I just kind of push, when I get to this, I just kind of push back against it, not forward, so that I push it up against those drills that are already laid down. Just want to get it close to the one that's at the top of it. And I can push it over a little bit if I need to. But this is very easy, and I hope you find it relaxing. I turned my light board. I must say, the light board is one of the best purchases I have made. It's just fantastic. You can see the symbols so much easier. The light board I'm using right now is in size A3, but I also have an A4, which is smaller. Either one's fine. It doesn't matter. You can move the light boards around, but they sure do help. If you have eyes like mine, I really need the help. Even though I have glasses and have progressive lenses, sometimes it's still kind of hard to see what I'm doing. So I have mentioned this in another video, I'll just get a pair of cheap readers from Walmart or wherever, and I just put them on over my regular glasses, and that's just like putting a magnifier over your glasses. That's all it is. And I'll put it on, and I'm not right now. I can see these great. These are very clear. I'm not having any problem seeing this. This light board, like I said, really does help. So I have almost filled in my checkerboards that I did. But as you can see, very easy. I hope this helps you and makes you, well, you're not quite so nervous about starting a square if you have one. I enjoy doing both, kind of changing about what I'm doing. I also sometimes will get a, if you watched mine when I was doing the crystal mandala, it was a partial, but it had special beads, and I have some more coming. I'm waiting, coming from New Frog, and I'm anxious to see those because I'm enjoying doing those special beads too. It's fun to try new things. Okay, with this, I'm just pushing it up close to the drill on that. Just same thing here, just getting it close. It helps you align it a little easier when you've got those drills already placed there. Okay, well, I hope that helped you a little bit and that maybe you learned a little something new. Well, probably not new, but something that might help you with placing these squares. They're really not difficult. As you can see, look how shiny. It's just gorgeous. But as you can see, they're nice and square. When I turn this light off, you can see a little bit better what it all looks like. So anyway, I hope that helped you a little bit, and you will try attempt a square. Just start with a small one. You don't have to get a big one. The Yorkshire Terrier that I did, I think I got it from Yummy Art, Yumeart, on AliExpress. That was a very easy one. Just pick something that has a simple design. But anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. You have a fantastic weekend. Have a blessed day. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.